In this video, we're going to be talking about how to evaluate expression. So we have some key terms that we need to go over first, just as a reminder from our 6th grade learning targets with expressions. So first, what is an expression? An expression is a mathematical statement that contains at least two terms connected by an operation. So for example, 2x plus 3, that is an expression. The other key here is that it does not have an equal sign, so no equal sign. If you see an equal sign, that is not an expression. Terms are parts of an expression that are added or subtracted. So for example, in 2x plus 3, we have two terms. 2x is one term and 3 is another term. They are separated by an addition sign. Our third term is variable. This is a letter that represents an unknown number or quantity. So for example, in 2x plus 3, x is our variable. This is our unknown. It could be any number. We could say x is 3.1. We could also say x is 1 million. We have no idea, so we're going to put a variable there. Second to last term is coefficient. This is a number multiplied by a variable. So in 2x plus 3, 2 is our coefficient because this means 2 times x. So that is our coefficient. Our last term here is what is constant term. So a term has a fixed value and does not contain variables. So for instance, in 2x plus 3, 3 is our constant. It does not change. It's always going to be 3. The other reminder that I wanted to go over with you guys is PEMDAS. This is our order of operation. So first, P is parentheses. You always do anything in your parentheses first. Next is your exponent. So for instance, 5 squared. Multiplication division comes next, and that goes from left to right. So you solve that just like you read a book, left to right. If multiplication comes first, you do that. If division comes first, you would solve that. And then addition or subtraction, again, left to right. So now that we know those, let's go through some examples. So let's go ahead and do number 2. We have 5x plus 1 when x equals 2. So 5x, what operation is it when we have a coefficient? A number 5 right in front of our parentheses. This means to multiply. So this is really saying 5 times x plus 1. And now it's telling us that x is negative 2. So this is saying 5 times negative 2. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. We still have to add that 1. And we know that we have different signs here. So same sign add, different sign subtract. Negative 10 plus 1 is negative 9. It is a negative because our larger number is negative. Our next one that we're going to do, we have 24 over k. Anytime you see a fraction, this means to divide. So this is really reading 24 divided by k minus 5. But now instead of k, it wants us to plug in 6. So instead of 24 divided by k, I'm going to do 24 divided by 6. Now with PEMDAS, am I going to do division or subtraction first? I am going to I am going to divide. So 24 divided by 6. What is 24 divided by 6? 24 divided by 6 is 4. I still have to subtract my 5. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So my final answer here would be negative 1. All right, the last one we're going to do on this first row of problems is number 6. We have x squared plus 2x minus 10. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and plug in my number, negative 3 for x. So instead of x squared, I have negative 3 squared, and everything else stays the same. So plus, instead of 2 times x, I'm going to have 2 times negative 3. Remember, we can always represent multiplication with parentheses. And then minus 10. Now with PEMDAS, I am going to do, technically we do have our parentheses, but we also have our exponents. This parentheses is just multiplication, so we're not going to do that first. We're going to do our exponent first. Now, some of you guys might do negative 3 times 2. Remember, with exponents, the 2 is telling you how many times you multiply the base by itself. So this is really saying negative 3 times negative 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and a negative times a negative is a positive. So that's going to be positive 9. I'm going to bring my plus sign down. I'm going to keep that the same. Next is my multiplication. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. I'm going to bring down my negative 1. Now with PEMDAS, you add and subtract left to right. So left, we have our addition first. 9 plus negative 6. Same sign, add, different sign, subtract. I have a negative and a positive here, so I'm going to subtract. 9 minus 6 is 3, and the larger number, 9, is positive, so my answer is going to be positive 3. Then I have 3 minus 1 left, so my answer would be positive 2. All right, last one that we are going to do is going to be 8. So I have A divided by 4 plus 12 divided by C plus 5 when A equals 8 and C equals negative 2. First thing I'm going to do is rewrite out this expression by plugging in my numbers. So instead of A, I have 8. So 8 divided by 4 plus 12 divided by C. And instead of C, I have negative 2 plus 5. Now, with PEMDAS, I do not have parentheses, I do not have exponents, but I do have multiplication division. My first division is 8 divided by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Keep my plus sign the same. My next division is 12 divided by negative 2. 12 divided by negative 2 is going to be negative 6. And I'm going to keep my plus sign of plus 5. Now we have addition, subtraction left. We do it left to right. So I have 2 plus negative 6. Same sign, add, different sign, subtract. I have different signs, so I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. My larger number, 6, is negative, so this is going to be a negative 4. And then I'm going to bring down my plus 5. Again, I have different signs, so I'm subtracting. My larger number is positive, so my answer is going to be positive 1.